Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. We are about to continue the mission where we need to talk to the Bloody Baron. Hey, Albert, what's going on? It has been a while. Good to see you back. So yeah, I just wandered around a little bit, and now we are heading back in here. And has this fire always been happening? No, everyone's freaking out right now. This is new. Okay, so shit's on fire. Why is it burning? Oops. But yeah, let's ignite something and add more fire. Yeah, I missed seeing you on here, Albert. I'm glad you're back. Hope things have been going well for you. Okay, so the castle is on fire. That's screwed up. And they are doing nothing about it.
Oswin. Where's Oswin? Anyone seen him?
Believe I saw him heading to the stable.
What?
Fire. You blind? Nobody willing to put it out?
Ain't that simple. Most are afraid. Baron flies into a rage. He takes no prisoners.
My brother's in the stable. We've got to save him. He'll burn alive. Him and the horses.
See what I can do.
Hurry now, quick!
Yeah, I'll do everything. Toby's doing alright. Oh, shit.
You, where do I know you from, eh? Ah, right,
hold
the
on.
Witcher! Come, drink with me! Pale as a ghost you are.
I know your wife miscarried. Was that before or after you beat her to a pulp?
What the fuck are you suggesting?
Don't play me for a fool. You'd been beating him for years. Finally, they'd had enough and fled. Sound about right?
Ah!
Shit. Fire's spreading.
Yeah, I don't really need to...
Didn't they?
I don't need to deal with this. So...
How long you gonna make me wait?
No, school could definitely be a lot better. But, you know, I'll leave that for him to explain. Alright. We still need to deal with the fire and not beat up the Baron here. It is what it is.
We need to talk.
Not now. We don't need to talk right now. We need to get into the stables. I'm gonna get mad if I miss the opportunity to do that. God damn it.
Sit down. You beat them.
I never laid a finger on Tamara. Not once.
And on Anna.
That's another story. She always knew how to spark my ire.
Well, we're here. We might as well get into this.
Expect me to believe you are a loving father to Tamara after that scene in the courtyard?
You're free to believe whatever you wish, but she was always the apple of my eye. She had the run of the place, ask anyone. She'd ride the horses, hunt with the men, at times join them on their rounds. And they'd send for her when I flew into a rage, for only she could calm me.
Make it sound like she led a charmed life. If that's the case, why'd she run?
To protect her mom.
I'd hardly need you if I knew.
Your wife, how'd she make you angry? Too much salt in the soup? Socks never darned?
20 years we've known each other. She's seen me drunk and sober. She was there to greet me when I returned the victor. She was there to patch me up in defeat. Like no other, She knew where to press, where to pinch, so it would hurt.
You beat her? For that? For criticizing you?
Oh,
What a
Witcher, you
jerk.
haven't a clue, have you? Well, perhaps I shall tell
What's
you
going on,
about
BB?
it one day. One day, but not today.
Well, but if you notice, he's not on there very often. In fact, the only time he gets to be on there is on weekends. And he only gets 2 hours a day to be on PlayStation, so it's the end of that. You knew they ran away.
You knew they had run away from the start.
Yes, I knew.
Why didn't you tell me? Wasted my time.
Say I had. Say I'd said I had troubles. Couldn't control my wife, my daughter. What kind of flaccid prick would you take me for?
Doesn't much matter now. I know how to find them.
How?
I know about the baby.
Anna and I. It wasn't as it seemed. Seems.
Okay. Well, we're hoping. We'll see. Doing better in most of his classes, but failing another one, so we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
All right, I'm all ears.
It's part
Tell me
of
what
getting
happened.
used to high
The
school.
truth this time.
I'd been soaking myself 3 days straight. Anna came to me, said they were leaving. I begged them to stay. She refused to hear it. I tried to stop her. She wriggled like an eel. We struggled. She fell.
Oops.
Last blasted thing I remember. Woke up in the morn, breeches heavy with me
Nah,
own
child
piss.
development.
A large bump on my head. Sadly, they were gone. Know what that's like, Witcher? No. How the fuck could you? I was left with nothing. Nothing! Only the bottle.
Hard to feel bad for you, buddy. You're the one who's drinking your life away.
Tamara present for all this? She see you quarrel?
Through the doorway, perhaps. She didn't enter the room. Shame, too. Things might have turned out differently. The sight of her always calmed me.
Yep, that's what you heard. They at least offer that class in his high school so that you can get used to it's, something that, a lot of schools don't offer to get you prepared for adult life. Because it's not just about like what if you have a kid, it's also what if there's young children in the home, It's helping you to learn how to raise kids, or at least how to take care of them. What kind of stuff to expect. And he's got a baby brother. He's got a 2.5-year-old little brother. So this is the type of stuff that, can be helpful for him to, to learn as his little brother is throwing tantrums or being difficult or is sad or anything like that, Because a lot of schools, they don't. Yeah, it's simple, but he doesn't do homework. That's the whole problem. But it's a good class to have because like I said, a lot of schools, certainly around here, like in the U.S., a lot of schools don't offer that kind of class, and a lot of people go into the world, and if their parents don't prepare them, then they don't have any idea what to do when they have kids, All right, what about the signs of fighting in the room?
Signs of a fight in the room. Hole in the wall, wine all over the landing. Was that you?
Of course it was.
We tussled. She tried to whack me on the noggin with a candlestick, but kept missing. Hit the wall and the pillar instead.
The Earthmail will take care of him.
Staggered backwards onto the table. Spilled the wine, slipped and tumbled. Anna used that moment to flee. She rushed down the stairs, still clutching that damn candlestick. I caught her on the landing. We fell. I thought I had her. Then she turned and smacked me in the head. I blacked out. Don't know what happened next. When I came to, I was alone.
I've actually known people that get that violent when they're drunk.
What happened next?
Next, it only got worse. I awoke at sunset, not knowing how many days had passed. Thought it was all a ploughing, drunken nightmare. And then I went to the bedchamber, but Anna was not there. Instead, there was blood everywhere. I knew she'd miscarried. My breath short, my throat locked. I neared the bed and saw it. It lay there, a tiny thing, defenseless, on bloodied sheets, dead. And it was my doing.
Oof. I couldn't even imagine that.
Seen a lot of dead in my time, but that must have been hard.
Unspeakably so. My legs gave out. I saw fields of corpses at Sodden. Saw witches burn in Maribor. But compared to this, all that was a rabbit's prick alongside a great oak. And the guilt is all mine.
We don't know that yet.
And of course that leads him to more
Could be
drinking.
linked somehow. Maybe the fact that she lost it. What did you do with the child?
Wrapped it in a clean sheet and buried it.
Just like that?
Damn you! I gave no thought to a funeral. It was a horror. I wanted it to end. That child
I'll explain
had
as
been
soon as
my
this
dream.
scene is done.
I told Anna, the little one, our little one, to make things right. Yet she died before she could be born. Understand, Witcher? My child was dead.
So, this guy here, the Bloody Baron, nice guy when he's sober, he's a monster when he's drunk. And he asked me to find his wife and daughter because they've disappeared. Well, I found out that they ran away, and it's because he gets drunk and violent. Well, his wife was pregnant, and I found this all out later. It's a long story as to how I found out. But we found out that his wife was pregnant, and he got violent again because he was drunk and got in a big fight with her, and they fell down the stairs, and he landed on her, I guess, and she miscarried, and the baby was born dead. So, yeah, so he's a mess because his what would have been his second child was born dead.
I sympathize. I do.
Thank you. And know that I hope you find your Ciri.
Deal we made means I need to find Tamara and Anna first. Just so happens your unborn daughter might help us do that.
What? How?
I'll try to think of some.
Sometimes miscarried fetuses, if they don't get a proper burial, turn into botchlings.
Into fucking what?
Yeah, BB, exactly. It's completely the Baron's fault. But again, it's like it's his fault, but it's still an absolutely horrific thing to have to go through. You know, because as much of clearly as much of a drunken asshole as he is, nobody deserves that. Like he's, should I explain it to him or just no? He doesn't need to know.
Details you don't need to know. There's a bond of blood between this creature and your wife and daughter. I can use that bond to find them.
How?
One of two ways. Legends claim you can bury a botchling under the family's threshold, perform a ritual, and turn it into a lubberkin. That's a sort of, hob, a guardian spirit that could lead me to your family.
And the other way?
We kill it and draw some blood. Take that to the Peller and he does the rest.
Do not kill my child. It's suffered enough already. Lift the curse that it may finally rest in peace.
Whatever we do, we gotta find the botchling first.
I'll show you where I buried her, and I'll dig the grave at my threshold.
If it turns out we can't transform the botchling into a lubberkin, they can bury us in it. Handy either way.
Yeah, I'll try to think of one of the ghost stories I haven't told already. But I'm gonna continue to play here. But if something comes to me.
Need to tend to something first.
Be quick. And me? What am I to do in the meantime?
Sober up.
Okay, can we please get to the burning stable and take care of that issue? Like how we're not in any hurry here. Okay, I don't need to go that way. Don't tell me I completely missed the out. All right, everything's still burning. I'm gonna guess that I missed that chance to. Didn't I? Well, that's a bummer. Where, those are just contracts. Just trying to see if there's, anything on here regarding... Connection's good on my side. For once. Well. Shit, I guess, but I guess that opportunity's gone now, huh? I think it's just you, Albert, because, everything's good on my end. It hasn't the YouTube stream that I've got on, it hasn't given me any issues. Okay, that's the castle. Right? I don't understand. So what happens? Did I, Is that going to be a catastrophic issue now that I wasn't able to save? Why can't we go in there? I can't walk through a door. Yeah, that sucks. It's got to be, yeah, I mean, it's your internet this time. It used to be my internet giving me all kinds of issues. Well, the horses are all alive, right?
Best give Crow Perch a wide berth.
Why? I'm already in here.
We're simple folk. We seek no quarrel.
Okay.
Hair white as curd. Ah, curd.
I don't really know what happened.
What?
See, there was when I first arrived in, when I first came back to this town, the castle was on fire, the stables were on fire, and when I ran in, I said I was going to try to save, or put the fire out or whatever, and save all the horses and the one guy's brother who was the stable master, and when I ran in, like, the other objective was to talk to the Baron. Like, that was the main reason I was there, was to speak to the Baron. But when I ran in, the first quest marker that I ran to, it happened to be the Baron, and that's when we got in a fight with him, and knocked him around, sobered him up, and then we started the whole conversation inside, and I never got a chance to come in and actually take care of the stable fire. So I went in there, and, well, apparently the guy's fine, or at least the horses are fine. Maybe I don't know, the stable master's dead, or the guy that was attending to the horses. I don't know. Where do I need to go here? Just very weird. I mean, it doesn't bother me so much as I wish that it had a definitive answer for me as to exactly what the hell just happened. That, someone could at least say, you guys stop spitting when I'm around, please. But, like, at least it would be nice if someone would say something to the, to the fact that it wasn't able to save the horses or save the guy or anything like that. Oh, shame the stable burned. Nothing. What ladder? In the stable? I don't know where you're at in the stream. I'm back at the I'm back inside the castle. But what ladder? No, like I said, I'll tell Ghoster. I gotta in the stable. I climbed one, and there was a chest that I was able to get into. Was there another chest that I didn't know about? Let's go find out. But yeah, I just can't, off the top of my head, I can't think of any ghost stories I haven't already told. Because I know, I definitely told a lot of them. BB, were you the one asking yesterday about ghost stuff? Because I don't remember if it was you that was asking if I believed in ghosts.
You're a man well travelled, so tell me, should I beat me wench once, eh? Or after?
See, I'm back in there with the horses. They all seem to be fine. Yeah, that's the thing, like, there was no, mount the horse. I don't need to mount that horse. No, get off the horse. We weren't trying to get on the horse. Maybe. It may have been something that was resolved because you can't get out of talking to the Baron once you start talking to him, and let's face it, that's kind of silly. If we know there's a fire, why would we continue to talk to the Baron? The old Pam Pam Param song. But yeah, I'm trying to remember who it was yesterday. Oh, it was you. Okay. Yeah, because remember I was saying like, yeah, there's like one of my other viewers was really into the ghost stories too, and it was Albert. All right, so we got to talk to the Baron, or is he upstairs? He's upstairs now. God damn it! All right, so let me think of what's a good one that doesn't take forever to tell. Well, I can tell the one about. Ha 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 ha! You're hilarious. When I was in college, and I'll tell the one about the my freshman year. This damn Pamparam song. So my freshman year, I had a art class up in what used to be. All right, let me backtrack real quick. So the college campus that I went to, it was donated. No, he's downstairs. Where the hell is he? What is he, on the second floor? I thought he was in. I don't know where the hell he is. This goddamn Baron being all tricky and stuff. Oh, he's in this. Oh, you guys stop with your stupid Pamparam song. So it was a donated site. It used to be a private estate owned by these really, really rich people, the Harrison family. And at one point, there used to be this big mansion on, like there was a big mansion that was the main building. There were horse stables, which were at the top of the hill near the main house. There was servants' quarters, which was another building, and then there was the water. I think it was like the water pump building. That was another old building. So those were like the main buildings that still exist on the campus, with the exception of the mansion. The mansion itself didn't exist anymore because it caught fire and burned to the ground a little over 100 years ago. And so what they ended up doing was Mr. Harrison, the head of the family, instead of building another mansion on top of where the old estate burned, he hired an architect to design a castle. So using like Irish, English, and Germanic designs, they kind of like blended all those influences together, and they built a castle on the grounds instead. So he eventually passed away, and then his wife inherited the entire estate, and eventually she donated the entire estate to Beaver College, which was an all-women's school from Beaver Hill, Pennsylvania, and hence the name Beaver College. So they moved the college campus to that estate in Glenside, Pennsylvania, and they converted the old stables into one of the art buildings, and the another art building was made out of the water pump station, and the servants' quarters just ended up being like an office, and the castle became like where the main offices were, as well as residence for students, because the castle rooms were freaking huge. So I was lucky enough my junior year to live in one of the castle rooms. It was me and 3 roommates. Now, the rooms were gigantic. So going back to my freshman year, I had class up in Murphy Hall, which is where the old stables, were turned into. And like there was always like the legend of the Murphy boy, or the Red Boy, depending on what you wanted to call him. And the Murphy boy was purported to be a stable hand, or the child of one of the stable hands, who got knocked down and run over by a wagon. They had the horses hitched up, and one of them got spooked and knocked the kid over, and the wagon wheels went over the child, which you can imagine how heavy that is. So the kid ended up dying. I don't know if he died right away. Probably not, which is really awful. But ever since, it's believed that kid's ghost haunts Murphy Hall. So they would call him Red Boy and whatnot too, because there was a room that was it was like painted all red in the clock tower, and they said that's where that kid's room was, which maybe it was. I don't know. Like I don't know for a fact if that's actually that kid's room. So a lot of weird stuff would happen though, and I remember like times where we would go up there at night, and you'd hear all kind of weird noises like banging. The pipes would bang and all kinds of stuff. But at the same time, you could attribute a lot of like pipe banging and whatnot to, like when the heat is kicking on, it'll make the pipes actually like bang because of heat, just the heat changes and cold pipes and whatnot. So like joints and whatnot, they'd flex a little bit and you'd hear this banging sound. That's just science. That's just physics. It happens. But what we would say was like around a certain time you would hear this banging, and it would be people would say it's because the Murphy boy is irritated with the art students being there late at night. So, like that was the ghost story part of it. That the noises are because the Murphy boy doesn't want the art students here. So going back to before the event I'm about to say happened, I remember going up there late at night with upperclassmen and my one friend Matt, who I believe was a junior when I was a freshman, and so he was a couple years ahead of me. And they all said like, "Oh yeah, the Murphy boy loves Matt." Like they don't know what it is, but something about Matt, the Murphy boy, the red boy, like really took a shine to him. So what was weird is we could go up to Murphy Hall late at night to go up and work on our art projects, like when classes are closed down and everything. Like we can go up there at midnight, and generally we would have to call security to ask security to come up and unlock the doors so we can get in, and that way also security knows that we're in there. But if we took Matt with us, we never had to call security. We would go up there, and whatever door we wanted to go in, that door somehow would be unlocked. So I remember the one time we were going up there, and it's like, first time I ever really experienced it myself, they're like, yeah, well, Matt's here, the door will be unlocked. Oh, yeah, we go in and out. It's like, holy shit, well, that's funny. Well, maybe security just forgot to lock it. But then there was other times where we would go up there later, doors would be locked, Matt would show up, and then we try to open the doors again, doors would be open. And there's no security there to unlock it yet. So it was like, oh, that's screwed up. We're like, okay, that's spooky. And then the creepy thing that happened regarding Matt was one night that we're there, the one door opened up. It was. I mean, it didn't open on its own, but I mean, he had no problem getting in. The door wasn't locked. Matt goes in, and the door shuts behind him before we can come in, and we go in after him, and the door's locked again. And we're like, well, what the hell? And Matt opened the door. Matt on the other side of the door, trying to unlock the door, trying to open it, it wouldn't open. And it doesn't have a deadbolt. It's got an internal lock that requires a key. So it's not like he could just unlock the thing, because it's, a really old door and stuff. And he's like pounding on it, and we're like, holy shit. And he's like, I can't open the door. And then he's like, like basically just speaking out loud, pretty much to the ghost. He's like, please let the door open. Please open the door. And then, and he's like getting really freaked out, and he's like almost begging, and you can hear the panic in his voice. And then all of a sudden, he's just able to open the door. The door opened up without a problem. And no, Matt didn't have spare keys. Like, Matt would show up, like, we can't get in the doors are locked. Whichever doors we needed to go into, the doors would be locked. Matt would walk up and not use any key, just walk up, grab the door handle, turn it, and it would just open right up. So, but this time, yeah, it was like trapped him inside, and he couldn't get out, we couldn't get in. That was freaky. I mean, the whole thing lasted like a minute of him not being able to get out, but it was enough to get us all panicked. So, fast forward, later on in my freshman year, and we have art class, and we hear the pipes banging because we had a very late night class, and I think it was like a 7:30 to 10 p.m. class, something like that. So I know it was near the end of class because it was pretty late. We hear the pipes are banging and stuff, and somebody's like, "Uh-oh, it's the Murphy Ghost again," blah blah blah. And I'm being mouthy, and I'm like, fuck the Murphy Ghost. There's no Murphy Ghost, And I was like, or no, I wasn't saying there was no Murphy Ghost. I think it was just like it's not the Murphy Ghost. Like, and if it is, the Murphy Ghost needs to calm down. Like we need to get our work done, so he needs to fuck off. So I'm just kind of being a jerk about it. And then we decide to go get something to drink while we're in class. And if I can just kind of describe. And I'm sorry if anybody else that, at any point that's trying to watch this stream and I'm just standing around in the video. I'll get back to the game after I tell this story. But anyway, if I can describe the way it was. We had the art room that we're in, and you would go down the hallway and into, like, you would go out of the classroom, you go down the hallway, you have to step up a little bit, like basically like one stair level higher, to continue the hallway, and in that stairway there's a door. But that door was kind of like the hinges weren't lined up properly, so the door was like stuck open. Like you had to push on the door and it would grind on the floor to open because, again, the hinges were screwed up. So that door was always open. This big heavy blue door was always open, and you couldn't, like, it took a lot of effort to get that thing to move. So you would have to go through that, and then you go, never me a jerk to ghosts. There's more to that in another story I'll get to another time. But so then you go through that blue door, and then there's another section where there is a glass door that leads outside, or it's not all made of glass. It's like a bunch of window panes in the door, but you can see out into the courtyard, and that would be on your left-hand side. On your right-hand side is a spiral metal staircase leading up to the second floor. It's all wide open. You can see the whole way up the staircase because it's like grated metal, so you can see all the way up. And then you can go straight through another door, which is on one of those little hydraulic things to you open the door and it slowly shuts on its own. But you would go into through that door and you go into the gym. And then once you go into the gym, there's only a couple paths. So you can go to your right where there's a stage, or you can go to your left, which you go through the entire gym, and on the far side of the gym, there's a soda machine. So that's where we were heading, and I explained this whole path there for a reason. So I'm mouthing off, and then there's me, my best friend Ben, and my very close friend Don, and we all decide we're all going to go get soda. We leave the room. I'm going first. I step, as I was trying to explain, like, the first thing you have to step up and through that blue door, the one that's off its hinges a little, and as I start to step up and through it, that door slammed shut, like, hard, and I had turned my head to say something to Ben and Don. Thank God I did, because that door blasted me in the face because I was leaning forward about to step up into the doorway to, step up to the next, like I said, you have to go up a step. So as I'm leaning forward, that door blasts me in the face, hurt like hell. I saw stars, and my reaction is somebody thought they were being funny and stood on the other side of the door and somehow, like, kicked the door shut in my face or something. So I'm fuming. And what you guys also have to understand is, especially when I was younger, when I was 18, 19 years old, like, I had a real temper. Like, it took nothing, and I would flip the fuck out and would be looking to beat somebody's ass. So I get hit in the face with the door, I'm ready to murder somebody, you know what I mean? So it blasts me in the face, knocks me backwards. I'm like, holy crap. And mind you, Don and Ben were right there. They saw this whole thing happen. So I'm fuming. I shove that door open. Again, that door does not swing open easily. So I have to, like, shove my way through as it grinds open again. The floor in front of the door, like, is scratched from where the door, whenever you would try to close it or open it, it grinds. So you can see where it scratched the floor. So that's how off it is. So I push my way through there. This is all taking place in a matter of seconds, okay? Because, like, wham, hit me in the face. I'm pissed. push through the door, shove the door open, go into the room, and like I said, 3 ways to go. Up the staircase to the right, in which case if someone was going up, I would hear them going up the stairs and I would see them because they wouldn't have had enough time to run up the stairs without me spotting them. To the left, out the glass door and into the courtyard. Well, there was nobody there because I could look right through the glass. There was no one in the courtyard when you could plainly see them, or straight ahead through the door into the gym. Now, first of all, if someone went through that door into the gym, the door would be slowly closing behind them unless they bust through the door, grab the door, and shut it behind them, which would have been a pain in the ass. But that door was shut, but that was the only way anyone could have gone because the other 2 directions, there was nobody there. Clearly no one there. Like I said, I would have seen and or heard them. No one there. I go bussing into the gym. There's 2 places they could have gone. They could have gone left, like if you're going towards the soda machine, which means you would have had to run across the entire gym. And it's an old school gym, all wooden floors and stuff. But there's nobody there. You know, I'm not chasing the Flash, you know, or Superman, so they weren't able to go flying to the other side and around the corner without me seeing them. So the only other place they could have gone would be to the right and up the stairs into the little room next to the stage or on the stage itself. So that's where I went. And Ben and Don were right behind me. They didn't see anyone jump off the stage and run across the gym when I went into the small room next to it. There was nobody there. There was no one there. So somehow, that door was able to slam in my face and practically knock me on my ass. And, you know, like, it gave me a good shiner. You know, it hurt. And there was, boop, there's nobody there. Absolutely nobody there. So that was the first time where I ever experienced anything physical at that school. It wasn't the last, but it was like the first time I ever saw and experienced anything that was like, you know, hey, you actually had a physical interaction with whatever the spirits or the ghosts or whatever the hell you want to call it, you know, the negative energy, whatever it is. I mean, paranormal just means it's not normal, and that's what got me. So that was a nice little introduction to that stuff. All right, so let's get on with this.
Well, ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
The sooner we resolve this, the better. Best do it tonight at midnight.
Then wait here with me. Near midnight, I'll take you to where I buried her.
Get word to the common folk. Ought to stay in their homes tonight and draw a line of salt outside their doors.
Mm-hmm.
Do I take a shovel to dig up the grave?
Take it. You'll need it, but not for that.
Oi. You'll need iron. Gotta hope that shovel's made of iron. I'll save the next story for the next stream, primarily because I have to use the bathroom pretty bad.
A bit further. Follow me.
So I'm actually gonna have to take a break pretty soon. Actually, you know what?
You give the child a name?
No. Why would we?
Mistake. Names are powerful seals.
Huh. It was a bad
Storm,
ghost to hurt in
damn
the
it.
face, man. It really sucked. It really, really sucked. Okay. I gotta take a break, guys. I will be back on in just like a matter of minutes, but I've got to use the bathroom pretty horrendously. So if I don't do that, things are not going to go well for me. I'll be in the middle of a fight, and you guys are going to hear me crap myself, so let's not have that happen. So I'll be back on very soon. Thank you guys for watching. Anyone else, if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe and hit that notification button. That way you guys know when I'm back online. BB, Albert, I will be back on shortly. You'll see your notifications. If not, just pay attention to my channel and click back on in like 10 minutes or so, 10, 15 minutes at the most, and I will be back on. So until then, as I always say, and as BB just said, peace. I'll be back.